Hello everybody! Reading many books comes with liking and favouriting many authors. I have got a few authors on my shelf that I wanted to share with you guys and what books made me like them. Author number one is John Green. He is the author of The Fault in Our Stars. The Fault in Our Stars is actually what got me into reading John Green. I have read a few of his books. Paper Towns I wasn't too fond of. I am giving his books a good go. At the moment I do enjoy his books. I am planning to get Turtles All the Way Down. John Green tends to write a lot about mental illnesses and how mental illnesses kind of impact people's lives. And he just writes it in such a way that gets you all emotional and it makes you fall in love with the characters and how they act. John Green has a YouTube channel with his brother. They do Crash Course on YouTube. Him and his brother also have another YouTube channel. I believe it's called The Vlog Brothers. John Green's a best-selling author and I believe you should at least pick up The Fault in Our Stars because it is a book worthwhile and I feel that you will need tissues to go with it. The next author is Stephenie Meyer. She wrote the Twilight saga series. The Twilight series is what got me into reading her books. I have read The Host but didn't quite finish that as I had to return it back to the library. I plan to read it again and give it another go and make sure that I finish it this time. The Twilight series is a very famous series, so I quite liked Stephenie Meyer's writing style. She progresses through the stories without spending too much time dwelling on the little things, but she spends enough time dwelling on those little things that it keeps you interested and you've got a valid picture going through your mind. Stephenie Meyer introduced me to YA books and I am very grateful for that. I do believe that you should give her books a go. You either like them or you don't. I plan to do a readathon where I'm going to try and read through as many of the Twilight books as I can. If you think you'd enjoy watching that, let me know down below because then I can give that a go, or I might do it with the Harry Potter series as well. See how many Harry Potter books I can read in 24 hours. Niven, just like John Green, also writes books based on mental illness. I've read two of her books. One is All the Right Places and the other one is Holding Up the Universe. I have very high expectations when I go into her books because she is such a beautiful writer. She writes with such emotion that it gets you emotional. If you don't like being emotional at books, I would not recommend reading her books. Especially not All the Bright Places because you will end up crying. Niven is very descriptive in her writing style and you can get a real sense of what's going on around. And she writes the characters in such a way that you get so attached to them and you feel like you just can't put the book down because you're just in the moment with them. Niven has written All the Bright Places in such a great way that I find this is one of my favourite books that I have actually read. When anyone asks me for recommendations on YA books, I always recommend this book first. So if you haven't read All the Bright Places, make sure you give her a go and make sure you have tissues available as well. J.K. Rowling is a very persistent author. J.K. Rowling's first Harry Potter book took her ages to actually get published because many publishers found that it wasn't good enough to be published. And when it got published, it was very successful and it's still successful all around the world. She has brought magic alive to us all. For that we are all internally grateful, apart from the fact that we all are still hoping for our Hogwarts letters. When are they coming? She has written the Harry Potter series and has completed the Harry Potter series, but we keep wanting more. Again, I know I say this with all of these books, but if you haven't read the Harry Potter series, give it a go and tell me what you think. The last author that I rave about her all the time on my channel. You guys are probably sick of me raving about her, but it is Jojo Moyes, and she is the author of Me Before You. One of my favourite books that I cry reading all the time. I reread this book and I cried again because I'd read the book before. I'd gone through the book going, I know it's coming up, I know what's going to happen, do not get emotional. And then I got emotional. Jojo Moyes' writing style is extraordinary. I didn't put the book down at all from the first time I read it and the time I reread it. If you are currently wanting a romance, adult, young adult book that you are willing to have tears for, pick this up. I cannot emphasize that enough. I will admit though, Jojo Moyes' themes within this book are not always the greatest. I haven't read a lot of her books, but some of the books that I've read, the themes aren't great, and the way she portrays the themes isn't great. However, other themes that she talks about very well so that you understand it and that you don't get frustrated, because I get frustrated when authors talk about really bad themes and continue to talk about them badly. So those are my top authors that I have on my shelf. What are your favourite authors? And just a disclaimer, if I didn't put your favourite author in this stack of books, I do apologise. It does not mean that I don't like your favourite author. There are just so many authors out there that I love to read, but I don't have them on my shelves. I might do another video like this in the future so that I can kind of update my list on my favourite authors that are on my shelf. But until then, this is my favourite authors on my shelf. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!